Okay, I'm going to talk about lasagna. It's not one of my favorite dishes to make because I always end up making it wrong. But it's been running through my mind like with a megaphone. This is how pertinent this is. And I have to get it out. We have we are experiencing now in this pandemic this lasagna of trauma. And I'm going to use the word trauma because it's charged and it's heated, and all of us are in some way experiencing this. And so I'm just going to put it out there, and it's going to be messy, and you can say whatever you want to about it. Okay, so with COVID-19 and the physical distancing mitigation strategies that we've been trying to engage in for the last 6 7 weeks, there are all these different layers of how it's impacting us. Everybody experiences a different level to all of this. So I'm just going to layer them all out. So we have the social distance. We're going to we have to be socially distant from other people in order to try to flatten the curve. Well, that social distance that impacts us when we go to the grocery store. I can't go to my coffee shop, which is like my place to go to. I That's my like watering hole. That's where I like go to get nourished so I can be around human beings without having to like become invested in being around human beings. And I don't have that. So there's that absence of that social interactions that we had. We're distanced from that. Then we have the physical distance where I I have to maintain distance from my neighbors who I would just love to go over and give them a hug, but I can't because I want to protect them. So there's that physical distance that is that other layer on top of that. And all of that is, there's another layer of the isolation where not only are we distanced from other people, we're distanced from those parts of our lives that give us nourishment, that are our watering holes, those places that we go to just to touch in and be reminded that we're a part of the human race. So there's that layer of isolation. Oh, and then there's the disease itself. Then there's the virus itself, which, first of all, there's the virus, which is brand new. No human body has ever seen it before. So of course the human body is like freaking out. So then there's the virus, and then there's the disease process and how different people are reacting to it, and how nobody really knows what's going on with that, and it keeps changing. Doctors are doing the best that they can with emergent situations, but the American medical system isn't set up for this. Healthcare systems across the world are being stretched. And that's scary, not only for people who are in healthcare, but for people who are not in healthcare. So that's another layer on top of that, of the disease process. And then there's the healthcare reaction to that. Then there's our reaction and how we think about healthcare in relation to the disease. Each one of us has a different experience of our health. What happens if we have a sore throat? If my allergies are really bad and I have a sore throat and I feel stuffy and I start coughing, is that COVID-19? So then there's that layer on top of that. Then, then, then there is the leadership or the lack thereof from governments. And now that, in addition to all of the lack of leadership of, even if leadership, even if the government were to say, we don't understand this, We're going to come up with theories, and the theories are going to change, but we're doing the best that we can. Even if there was some kind of leadership, that might help. But then when there is leadership, it's confusing. So then there's that other layer. And then to add on top of that are the interpersonal conflicts of this person over here likes the leadership of this government, but this person over here hates the leadership of that government. And then they start yelling at each other because they both think that they're right, when in reality, they're just scared. Nobody knows what's really going on, and it's scary. And oftentimes when human beings get scared, they become mean. And then there's the news. Oh my God. So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know how many. I lost count. And then we have our own shit to deal with. Everybody's got their, all God's children has their own shit. And that's, everybody deserves to have their own shit and to deal with the shit that they are working with. God. And so there's this lasagna of unknown that we have to like somehow digest every single day. And it gets to be a lot. But somehow it matters that we have a chance and a right to have a little freak out now and then. I'm privileged that I can have a moment of freak out. There are a lot of people who don't have that privilege. They have to hold it together for the people that they're taking care of. So, you know, I wanted to have some kind of inspiration for all of this, but I just don't. I mean, it is a lasagna made up of bullshit. And it just is. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like making lasagna because it's such a pain in the ass. But lasagna is really good when it's done right. I don't always do it right. I don't. But God, it just seemed to be such a damn good metaphor. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I remember that there are a lot of layers in this lasagna and try to give myself a break. I'm Catherine, and this is my real pandemic diary. Maybe I should make lasagna.